Welcome, everyone, to the Film Vault. That is Anderson. I'm Brett Bishop, your hosts for today. Top 5 time. Top 5 animal attacks. Redo. Unbeknownst to us. Almost.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Yeah.
Didn't shock me, Brian, when you're like, I should save this for air, but we did this back in 2016.
You know what's funny is I like you alluded to on the last episode, I do pride myself on, yeah, I think we did that. I'm going to look at my notes, my exhaustive notes of the Film Vault history. And I did look at my notes because I was doing research and I was looking for a little, for something. I'm like, motherfucker, we did this topic. Comes to find out, my list here is already done. No crossover the last time.
Yeah.
Totally new list.
Same exact
Organically.
thing. And it's not because it's all new movies or anything that have come out since then.
Far
from it. Yeah.
Far
from it. Interesting though that happened with both of us. So you know what, we're going to start doing this too. We've been talking about it for a while here on the program, but any meat and potatoes episode, as I used to like to say, and Logan used to like to bring up the fact that I said that, and he would always say, as Anderson likes to say, meat and potato episode, topic, that just like a big meaty topic. We did a bunch of them, obviously, in the first number of years that we did the program. And then we shy away. We do more esoteric stuff as we go. But what we decided to do, what we've been talking about, is anything that's 10 years plus old from the program, we get to revisit. We're going to start revisiting some of those ones that are from.
A lot of new movies that come out. A lot of new
12
movies.
years. 13 years. Many years, some of these big meat and potato topics. So we're going to start redoing those, and it makes sense too, as we move into a new era. And we got Avery over here. Hey, Avery, how are you, buddy?
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah. And
we're good.
This is our second episode that we're actually rolling the old video taps on our beautiful faces. Brian, fix your hair. And for those of you who might be wondering, where can I see your beautiful faces do the show? Is it on YouTube? Why, yes, it will be.
As a matter of fact.
However, Brian, in his infinite wisdom,
what do I do?
Not sure it's right or wrong.
Potentially unironically this time, the infinite wisdom.
He suggested.
Actual wisdom.
Is it wisdom?
But let's find out.
He suggested that we bank a few before we actually make them available. So what it looks like is going to happen is in about 3 weeks from the time you're hearing this right now, if you're listening in real time, you will find 3 weeks from now, you will find 6 of the latest Film Vault episodes up on YouTube in their entirety with video, with our smiling faces. And we're even going to figure out how to include Avery in this feed.
God forbid.
As of right now,
let's figure out how to include Avery in the show first.
I have to do that.
Right now, yeah.
It'll be real easy most of the time when he's not here.
Operator.
When he's not here most of the time, it'll be real easy.
When I'm derelict in my duties.
All right, quick plug for our friend of the program.
Let's hear it.
Friend of mine. You know of him.
Okay.
Ludwig von Bacon. Now, Ludwig von Bacon is a very, very
I like Ludwig.
Creative, talented artist we got who listens to the program. He's made some very, very good listener art for us over the years.
Didn't he design our first T-shirt, one of our first T-shirts?
The T-shirt that I absolutely love, and I still use that logo, the Clockwork Orange, and I've actually excised Logan out of
just an X.
Because we Ludwig and I through emails we fixed it up and just trimmed it. It's actually a logo that's on AndersonCallan.com. Is that to represent the Film Vault? It's just the two of us, you and I, and it looks like we're both droogs. And he does a lot of creepy, cute art is what he specializes in. And I had a concept.
And sexual, very sexual.
It is fairly sexual at times, yes. That is where the creepy and the cute.
I don't want to be associated with this man.
So I had a concept for a shirt for quite some time now, and I decided, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to try and get a hold of Ludwig and see if he can make it. And
didn't even clear with me.
We went. Well, it has nothing to do with the show.
Still,
I mean, it's film related, I guess, but it was an idea that I had.
Proprietary.
If it's a Baldywood shirt, we'll lose our mind.
So Ludwig and I went back.
It's just you as the A and
Ludwig and I went back and forth, and we came up. He came out. I told him what I wanted. We made some tweaks back and forth. It was really fun collaborating with him. And as a thank you, I told him that I would give him a plug for his proper business. Now, this is a man who does this for a living, and this is the only thing that he does for a living. It's not his a part-time job. It's not a side hustle. He is an artist for a living. Right. He supports himself off this. Ludwig von Bacon Art. Imagine if Tim Burton and Lisa Frank had a baby while Clive Barker watched, is the way that he describes himself. Over 1,000 prints ranging from goofy and gothic and everything in between. LVB Art Patreon subscribers get access to a secret store with hundreds of exclusive prints and Patreon-only commissions, open year-round. Other benefits include behind-the-scenes, free Patreon-only merch, coupon codes, and much more. The lowest tier is only $3. So I'm giving this as a supporter of the program, as a friend of the program, and also as a thank you for making the shirt that will be available very soon on wherever you can find our merch. And that is a shirt that says, first of all, masks are kind of coming back, but they're also going away. But if you're in the market for masks, very soon we're going to have the Frank Booth Film Ball mask up, where you put it on and it makes it look like you are wearing the oxygen mask for Frank Booth. And it's got flesh tones, and it is very creepy. And I don't know if it really screams the Film Vault, but the Film Vault logo is on there, and it's a clever and fun mask. So that should be available on our merch store very soon, as well as my Kubrick is Everywhere shirt, which was the concept that I had around and bouncing around my head for quite some time. And it's Kubrick's eyes looking down on a large cityscape. We'll call it New York, and it just says Kubrick is everywhere in the Clockwork Orange font. And you can see little radio towers and whatnot. It's as though he's still with us and he's controlling everything. And the idea came to me many years ago while watching, I think it was like a Super Bowl, and every other ad, it seemed like, was Kubrick inspired somehow. Kubrick got his fingerprints.
You were that big of a fan. You were just seeing him everywhere,
all over like modern culture. Like he still influences because so many of his movies are ubiquitous with the way that we think of science fiction, and so many things that Kubrick still influences today. So my idea was, Kubrick is still here. He's still influencing everything.
He's omnipresent.
Kubrick is omnipresent, and the shirt just says Kubrick is everywhere. And
there's a lot going on here.
So to finish it off, LVB also has shirts, hoodies, stickers, adult coloring books, masks, and mugs, much more. Ludwig has worked with or has licensed art with Kevin Smith, Cartoon Network, DC, the Dark Crystal, not to be confused with DC Comics, I'm assuming. He's not referring to DC as Dark Crystal, but he also did work with Dark Crystal. And both hosts of a hit movie podcast called, he said the Film Vault, so he made a little joke there. That's
good. That's very clever.
He also there's
some excellent art here, Ludwig, which I'm sure anyone who knows you knows. But if you haven't been over to the LV Bart, Las Vegas Bart is the LVB Art is the website.
Yes, Las Vegas Bart. No, Ludwig von Bacon, LVB. He is also this is the final couple little bullets here. He is also a 5-star seller on Amazon and a star seller on Etsy. And now through August, here's the important part. Now through August and September, Film Vault listeners get 25% off prints with code Film Vault at lvbart.com and the LVB Etsy store. And once again, that's not an official plug. No money is exchanging hands. He just created something for me personally and has done a lot of good work for the show.
Well, he's a longtime supporter. We've had plenty of listener art from Ludwig von.
And he inspired the Patreon-only topic that we did last month, I think, where his top 5 comedic TV characters.
Oh, nice.
He was like, I want to hear your top 5, you and Brian's top 5 TV characters. I know it's not TV Vault.
Next.
Maybe we should. Perhaps we should. We got to talk about that off air. All right, so there's my my plug for LVB. LVB.
Thanks, LVB. Good to hear from you as always. And top 5 time. You want to dive right in? Do you have your list from 2016?
Of course. What am I, a rube?
Was the first fucking time doing this. 2016, when we Flickfest The Revenant, which I assume inspired the topic at the time. Number 5 for me. Oh, you must have been very angry at this.
I was.
Because there was a bird that attacked Cisco in Brain Candy, Kids in the Hall Brain Candy. Number 4, the rat attack in the elevator. That's Willard. Number 3, Panda Attack in Tropic Thunder. Number 2, Caesar attacks the neighbor in Rise of the Planet of the Apes. And number 1, audio of the fatal bear attack in Grizzly Man.
Hipster. Like it.
I know. I corrected course this time. Don't worry.
Werner refused to refused to work with Inarritu as far as describing what he heard.
Really?
I really feel like Werner is for what Brian's was number one on his list.
Number one, yeah.
Werner sitting and listening to Treadwell.
Timothy Treadwell.
It's
haunting.
His last moments as he was attacked and eaten
You must never listen to this.
by a couple grizzlies, right?
I think it was just the one.
Yeah, I thought it was the...
And then Inarritu
was
is
him and
like,
his girlfriend.
Hey, for research purposes and for trying to get this bear attack that I'm doing in my movie, as close to reality as I can, Werner, will you describe to me, fellow filmmaker Inarritu,
Just
Alejandro,
describe.
just tell me like what you heard there on those cans, on those headphones that I saw in the Grizzly Man documentary. And Werner said, "Oh, I can't. It would be far too disturbing."
I will never tell you what was happening in the camera.
It's like, is he just? I feel like he's building something that's not. I mean, obviously hearing a man be eaten alive by a.
Yeah, the mythology is pretty good.
But I feel like he's taking it up a notch by.
Unnecessary.
Have you seen Faces of Death, Werner?
I know.
There's a lot of shit out there.
I've seen your movies, Vern. I mean, I saw a man decapitated in one that I quite enjoyed. I didn't enjoy the decapitation, but Rescue Dawn has a pretty fucking startling decapitation. But you know what? I wouldn't be shocked, Werner, and he's such a provocateur. It might have just been dead air. There might not be anything there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He totally invented it.
Like he hears Treadwell just saying, "Hey, stay away from that recorder."
Let me turn off the camera. You must
Not
never
my
hear.
equipment.
You must never hear that I am lying about this whole scene.
Are we to believe that he's the only human being that has ever heard that audio? Are we to believe that?
It didn't his
I
family
think Timothy
hear?
heard it.
Yeah, well put.
All right, living human being. How about that? All right. My top five from years past was this is an inspired choice right here. I got to say, not the bees. The bees attacking Nicolas Cage in The Wicker Man.
I watch that several times a year
Not
for good
the
measure.
bees.
You're gonna know what my number one is because we've talked about it there, Avery. Number four for me is Man's Best Friend, which was with Ali Sheedy. It was about this genetically altered Tibetan Mastiff. And the scene that I listed was
a large dog.
The Mastiff climbs up a tree in pursuit of a cat and gobbles the cat whole. It's quite enjoyable. I actually watched that this week.
I didn't even consider animals attacking other animals.
See, that's what we were doing back then, but not today. Not in today's episode. We're not doing that. So number four for me was Man's Best Friend. Not a movie that I can recommend. Number three for me is Monty Python and the Holy Grail with the flying rabbit over there. I have a little shame having that on there. It's cute. It's funny, but Plus, we're doing real animals today, and
That's
flying
true.
rabbits aren't real. Last I checked.
That's also true.
Unless they get hurled by a cruelty to animals person across the room. It's the only way they fly.
What about genetically modified animals?
I mean, the Mastiff on my list from last time was, but
There you go.
I don't think that would fly because
Why not?
much like the rabbit, it's not real.
Okay.
Number two for me was Jaws and Quint. I mean, they had a love affair that involved groins. And then number one,
That involved growing.
they did. My number one was a very inspired choice and one a movie that I had forgotten about for years.
Please tell me it's Roar.
It is back. It came back when we did this list, and that was Monkey Shines.
I was gonna that was my number one. I was going to say today it's Monkey Shines.
The final
For this
scene in Monkey Shines
What
is
happens?
an animal attacking, but there's another attack, and there's a counter attack, one might say, involving mouths. And that was a love affair, and a very, very sad movie, even though it was not that well made. But Monkey Shines is a forgotten gem.
I think I have that audio actually. I might play that later.
You could, you should.
I think I do have that.
Wait, is that when you said in the last episode you said your number? You have your number one? Is that
Yeah,
what you're talking
that's the Monkey Shines
Monkey
without
Shines.
without a doubt.
Because you assigned that on your podcast, right?
Yes.
Yes. After hearing about it on this here
Yes,
program,
and they
yes.
had no idea what was coming, and it was glorious.
It's a good book too. I
Full
remember
circle.
reading the book. So all right, so that was my list, and yeah, shockingly no crossover with this list. And I believe in my list, Brian. However, my number one might be a little basic.
I think I have a couple of mostly basic
You
choices.
don't have to say that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Also, genetically modified real animal, and one that I cannot say too much about because it involves the very end of the film.
all of these are so like as you like
Very
to say
on
on
brand,
brand.
yeah.
Yes, very brand. What's happening over there? What's going on?
Oh, I was just seeing if I have the clip, if I have the audio of when he attacks the monkey.
Mm.
I'd like to hear that.
My dad loves Shock the Monkey by Peter Gabriel.
Oh yeah.
The Police.
That song sucks.
Shame on you.
That song sucks though.
It's not the attack, but I do have him. After the monkey is harassing him.
All right, well, it's the end of the movie, and I feel like it's a little forgotten gem, so I don't know if we should really go on that every day.
You don't want a little taste?
I mean...
This is when he pees on him.
That would be a fun movie to watch along. Monkey Shines.
Is it worth playing?
Monkey Shines. All right.
It's quite good. I'm
Let's,
going to rip you apart as he's looking at this monkey who's sitting in his own urine. It's quite good.
Monkey Shines streaming on AMC and Shudder.
And the story, for those of you who might not know, is
He's like, I'm going to rip out your throat.
it's a
your fucking heart.
It's a Stephen King story. It is a quadriplegic man who is gifted a helper monkey, essentially. His little caboochin.
Stephen King. I didn't know it was a Stephen King.
I believe so. I might have made this mistake years ago, too.
Let me guess. It's
Pretty sure.
Things go wrong.
Maybe it's not.
George A. Romero directed.
I can look that up. Monkey Shines.
Pretty sure I read the story. I remember reading it. Yeah, will you look it up?
Michael Stewart
Wrote it, so it's not Stephen King.
That's a
Son of a bitch.
That's a nom de plume.
All right, let's go. Let's do show. Let's do list.
Monkey Shines.
Fuck it. I did the same thing. Like, you can't teach an old dog the new tricks because I made this mistake 6 years ago. And I'm like, okay, it's not Stephen King. And here we are 6 years later, and I learned nothing.
You really are back at square one.
Motherfucker. All right, let's go.
Number 5 for me. There's a pig attack. That's right, attacked by pigs. Hannibal.
Mm-hmm.
Hannibal, 2001.
Trained pigs.
Many pigs. Directed by Ridley Scott. Hannibal Lecter backstory here. Drugged Mason Verger and convinced him to rip off his own face. Mason is now bent on revenge.
Cut off his face. Cut it off.
I don't think you can cut off a face. You like cut it here and like ripped it off.
Oh, okay. Well, you use like a sharp glass or something, right? Broken glass, broken mirror, and then just peeled it. Nice.
So Mason turns out as a very wealthy man. He's now bent on revenge. He hires thugs to keep a herd of flesh-eating pigs ready for the day he eventually captures him, Mr. Hannibal Lecter. And wouldn't you know it? What should I say what happens?
No.
We're talking about animal attacks.
Well, go ahead. It's not like a major plot point.
At one point, there's a shootout, and the thugs themselves.
Well, that is a plot point. Let's just talk about the actual feasting. Can't you do that?
Mason is hoisted by his own petard.
Hosted by his own petard?
You ever heard that?
No.
Yeah.
What is that?
Bitten by your own snake.
Could it be your own dog? Or
It could be, but the saying is it foisted or hoisted?
I think it's foisted.
I think it's foisted too.
These moments.
It's like, I think it's Old English.
It's because we have terrible
Could be
hairlines, so we have to
Shakespeare.
compensate.
I know.
We have to learn things.
Would you mind looking that up? No, I think it's Shakespeare. But anyway, the idea is you've been caught by your own trap, sliced by your own weapon.
Snared by, okay. It's like the guy. No, that's a little different. Well, yeah, it's like the guy.
The pigs get fed. Let's just say that.
Oh, it looks like it can be both.
Okay.
There was a story. I love this story.
And it's Hamlet.
It is that Shakespeare.
I don't know who that is. Is that a writer?
It's the story came off of, I think it was a Navy guy maybe, or just some shithead on about all the books that I read on sharks when I was obsessed in my teen years.
Spoiler, there's a shark attack in my list.
Some dickhead caught a shark, a small dogfish, if you must know. And he thought it'd be funny. This is oldie times. Took a stick of dynamite. Like we don't really see sticks of dynamite just laying around these days. But back in the day, like they blew shit up all the time. It's like, what is that? Let's blow it up. Find out. Yeah. So they had some just inexplicably laying on this boat. We never did the sell for RRR.
Yes, you did. What are you talking about?
We didn't try and sell Avery on it or talk about it.
We're going to do that now. You sold the audience because you said we're going to be talking about it in a week.
And we didn't do the Thursday night plug.
Yeah, yes, we did.
Not on this one.
Well, we're just starting this one.
We're 20 minutes in. All right. So yeah, this guy he caught a small shark and he took the dynamite.
Just moves fast.
And he lit the dynamite and then he threw the shark back in the water, thinking it was hilarious to blow up this shark. And then the shark swam underneath the boat.
Nice.
Blew up a big hole in the hull. And the boat sank. Ha!
Good.
I like it.
I like that.
I dig it.
And they were shark food.
Well, the shark spit it out. He went, patooey.
Other shark food.
All right, let's go.
What's happening on Thursday?
Oh, Thursday, yeah. Brian, tell him.
I don't even know.
We're doing the next live watch along.
Where?
My house.
When?
We'll be sitting on the Ouija couch. Thursday, August 25th. If you're listening, if you're not Patreon at all, yeah, it's already happened. Sorry, kiddos.
Moot.
But at the $10 level, you become invited to our monthly live watch-alongs, and we're doing yet another Final Destination 3, and apparently this one's very good. I don't know. We'll be watching it on my couch. We're gonna have a new setup, new lens, a whole new. Hopefully, it's even better than last time. They're getting more fun, more relaxed, more easy every time. And it's gonna be fun doing it at my house. 5:30 is the start time. 5:30 Pacific, and then that's when we have the feed up and running. 6 p.m. is when we will start the film, and everyone pushes play at the same time. It's on HBO Max, or if you have a DVD, or if you own it digitally. And we watch along. We have a few drinks, a few laughs. It's a good time. All right.
Okay.
Number 5
for you,
for me, is a movie that's pretty recent. It's the most recent one on my list. It came out 3 years ago, and much like Beast, which we both gave up, pretty good B movie, pretty good attack scenes in that movie,
enjoyable.
Crawl has the same kind of thing. Now I don't know if you saw Crawl, Bri.
No,
it's the alligator movie that came out a couple years ago. Crawl has a great scene in it.
I have an alligator attack scene too. It's different.
A number of great scenes in it. This is from Alexander Aja. He's a French dude who's got a movie coming out later this year called Motherland with Halle Berry. And he's an adept filmmaker. He tells a good story. That Crawl looks great. It looks fantastic. And it has some of the most realistic alligators you can imagine, even though you'd have to imagine they're all CGI, which they are. There's a great scene early on. So there's a hurricane coming. A mom and her daughter or son are trapped in their basement.
Having a hurricane party.
Having a hurricane party like bodies. And they're trapped. And alligators come swooping in. And now they're down in the basement with the alligators is where they end up. But before all that happens, there are 3 looters who are taking it upon themselves to take advantage of the unfortunate situation. And they're out there in waist deep water, and they're trying to steal from a gas station, and it looks really pretty. Like, this is a slick looking movie, and you see one guy is talking. He thinks he's talking to his lady friend who's on the boat behind him, but that boat is being boarded by a large alligator who eats her whole. That's fun to watch, and then he gets taken out. And we see him being taken out from inside the convenience store, where the 3rd looter, who is eating a hot dog, because that's what he's doing with his looting time, sees what's happening. And there's just some clever shots. It's some fun filmmaking in this. We see the 3rd looter get taken out with one of those big, those big round convex or
the mirrors,
convex mirrors.
Yeah, backing up so you can look at them.
Like when the store owner can see, anyone stealing shit. Like, that's how we see him get taken out, which is clever. Like, it helps the CGI. Also, it's a interesting shot. And these dinosaurs, these alligators, you see their fucking tails whipping up and like water splashing. It's very, very realistic and effective. The story is just, it's a very basic story, but
I wouldn't expect it to be groundbreaking.
But the alligators themselves were very, very interesting.
It's nuance.
Yeah, very good. I mean, there is room for that.
Film.
There is. That's what makes a movie great. Is if you were to take a premise like a hurricane, alligators going after this mom and her kid, and then you have some nuance in there, and you have some like really interesting storyline, which they tried to do with Beast a little bit, but I didn't give a shit about that. You know what I mean?
So you don't want it
if it's done good.
Yeah.
If it's not just throwing in for like the people that aren't there for the for the lion attack, right? There's probably some people at Beast who are like, enough with these lions attacking. I would like to hear about the family. But if you do it effectively,
tell me about the familial relations. I need to.
Where did the mother go? What was the relationship like? Did he want to get back together with her? That's all I got. I mean, you saw the movie.
I did not.
Beast. I'm talking about
Beast.
Beast.
Oh, about Crawl.
About Crawl, yeah. Crawl's got some good stuff. Crawl's good.
I haven't seen Crawl.
I wonder if Crawl's better, higher rated than Beast.
I thought it got good reviews.
I would think it probably does. I think it's probably pretty good.
Where can one see this?
Yeah, they cut 84% on Rotten Tomatoes.
For what it is, it's very good.
You got to rent it, but it's only like $3.
2019
Beast
Crawl.
is 66.
66 and what? 84 and 66.
84 for Crawl.
Yeah. There's 20 minutes of goodness in Beast. I'd say there's like 35 minutes of goodness in Crawl.
You keep walking that back with Beast.
20.
It's about 3.5 minutes.
No, I said 30 minutes of goodness
now you're
in
down.
bodies.
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
give
Okay.
a number count in the old Beast. I do that sometimes. I watch movies and I just watch like all the attack scenes because they have the supercuts on the old YouTube and it's enjoyable.
Number 4 for me, it's a snake attack from a not great movie.
Oh, I think I know where you're going.
It's called Road Trip.
Oh, Brian.
Where'd you think I was going?
Snakes in a plane.
No, I've actually seen that.
It's a good scene.
I wouldn't know. Road Trip is a 2000 film from Todd Phillips, and this involves Tom Green.
Doesn't he eat not this, it's a mouse, right?
Tom Green, and I should point out the pigs in Hannibal, the snake in Road Trip, Mitch, the snake in Road Trip, and a couple others of mine are. You would think that animal attacks on movies are sudden, random events, but no. These are long teased and paid off after much teasing. Yes, Tom Green is attempting to get Mitch the snake to eat a mouse the entire movie. He's obsessed with his roommate's mouse. The roommate is not there, and he said, "Please feed my snake." And Tom Green's like, "Can do." You ever seen Road Trip?
I have not.
You're not missing much. There's some funny parts. Tom Green's like, "Can do," and he's constantly baiting this snake with a live mouse. He's like rubbing it against his face, and the snake has
He's Tom Green in it.
The snake has no interest, and that's where Tom Green's "Unleash the Fury" comes from, because he wants Mitch to go nuts on this mouse. And yes, at one point, Anderson, he does put the mouth in his own mouth.
The mouth in the mouth?
Mouse in the mouth to show how delicious it is to Mitch the snake. The fun fact, the mouse pooped out of fear in his mouth.
Did that make the cut?
Perhaps it didn't show
I
him
don't
like
remember
chewing
seeing-
it up, but like
I don't remember him like
the
reacting to the poop.
Brian
Yeah,
tracked it down.
he was a method actor. Tom Green's a serious actor.
Well, I mean, he should be reacting like improvising with like what he's handed, right? Like, oh my god, I just pooped in my mouth.
Well, no, it's funnier because he's lost in ecstasy with this mouse. It puts inside his mouth. He's like,
I like Tom Green. but-
Anyway,
Yeah.
Tom Green's going to be the documentary. I know. Just got word about that.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I know. He's a cancer survivor.
I am shocked that you do not have another snake attacking a mouse scene.
Which is why.
Chris Pontius.
Oh,
Jackass.
I couldn't go Jackass.
Animal
The entire
Attacks.
movie's Animal Attacks.
But it is a
Wow.
very Brian
That's
pick.
true. That's a great pick. We'll do this a good list again in a year. Anyway, Mitch
We'll think
finally,
it's the first time.
Mitch finally out of nowhere springs into action when Tom Green's looking away, and he gets not only the mouse but Tom Green's whole hand, and chaos ensues, and Tom Green's waving the snake around the room, and eventually flings it off his hand where it latches onto the villain's throat, presumably killing him. I don't know. We never see him again.
So that's the attack that you're actually talking about.
Yes, the attack where he latches onto his hand and chaos ensues. It's quite wonderful physical comedy.
It is.
It's pretty great.
All right.
I got no problem with that. Number 4.
All right. Number 4 for me.
Have you seen Road Trip?
Of course. I was like, Todd Phillips. He directed Hated. Let's go see Road Trip. I'm like, they use a Ween song in it. Fuck yes.
Is there really a Ween song in there?
Yeah. And I walk out of it going,
That was
man.
middling.
I'm sure it's fine. It's the kind of thing that if I was like, I had a few beers and I was just flipping the channels and it came on, I'm like, this is way funnier than I gave it credit for.
It's got some solid laughs, but unfortunately there's a little plot heavy.
You got any clips?
No clips.
I got one. It's not even the attack. It's just commentating on the attack. All right, but that's not until pick 3, Cowan. So what are you doing? Number 4 for me. I'm going with a classic, Brian. And you can't watch Beast without thinking Cujo because of the car involvement. Nice. And 1983's Cujo, starring one Dee Wallace, who was the mom from E.T. And directed by Louis Teague.
This is a Stephen King property.
It is. It is.
Which he does not remember. Because he was so high on cocaine when he wrote it. He does not remember writing a single word.
He doesn't remember
Cujo.
wait
not a single
Cujo?
word.
I have proposed many times that Cujo is a movie that could stand to be remade because with the advances in CGI, it was just a friendly looking St. Bernard pawing at the windows.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
no, scary at the time.
It wasn't just a St. Bernard pawing. I mean, I watched all these scenes just this week, and I can tell you that 5 separate St. Bernards were used, 1 mechanical head, and a guy in a dog costume. That's how they gave you the effects. Of course, they use multiple St. Bernards because sometimes, these guys just don't want to perform.
That's
They're
right.
Like, not today. I'm going to lick my balls
get number 2
instead.
over here.
What?
Get number 2 over here.
Oh, I thought you said the dog was doing a number 2.
No.
That was the mouse.
The dogs
That's
featured
right,
in the film.
The mouse in the mouth.
This is fun. The dogs, that all 5 of them, like they would put like their favorite toy inside the car to get the Cujo to go after
Nice.
the
That is good.
And what happens with a dog when he's going after his toy?
His tail's wagging.
Tail wags.
that's
So they had
right.
to tie the poor
Oh, they had
fucking
to
tails
dock his
down.
tail?
Yeah, they didn't dock him, but they tied him down like to their leg or whatever. Like I have to do. No.
Easy, buddy.
And I guess there's a shot in there where like you can actually see the tail wagging, and I felt like maybe they should have just leaned into that. And it's like this dog loves attacking so much that it's
He's
just
so
fucking.
yes, such bloodlust.
Just a psychopath.
But the scene for me is when Cujo gets Donna, which is towards the end of the movie. If you don't know, if you're not familiar with the Stephen King book, the cocaine inspired book, I guess he went to he was
Cocaine fueled.
What I read, yeah, that's what I was looking for. Fueled. He went to get his motorcycle fixed. His mechanic had this dog. There's a big Saint Bernard, and that's what he just got stuck on the idea of that dog being rabid. And then he went home and just wrote the fucking
What are
book.
the chances
Just
he was
railed
so,
some lines
he
and
was-
just.
what are the
Riding on
chances-
cocaine is the best, though. It really is.
What are
the
the
best.
chances he was so high that dog was just friendly, but he like perceived it as
He
just
probably
like-
was.
Yeah.
He probably was friendly. But yeah, it's pretty effective filmmaking, especially for back in '83. And Teague, I think Teague made Alligator too, as well.
There's a movie
Alligator
about
as well.
Alligator?
Yeah, which I
Oh.
think 1980. I think Teague did that one. Yeah, he absolutely did that. I'm sure that's what got him Cujo. But when Cujo's going after her and he's like actually getting inside the car, I mean, I just saw Beast. I just watched these scenes this week. Beast is obviously better and more effective and more of a thrill ride, but the scenes of Cujo inside that car with the kid in there and the mom, and it's pretty good.
Good news, everyone. Alligator is streaming on AMC and Shudder.
Oh, thank God. Along with Monkey Shines.
Same with Monkey
Yeah, do a
Shines.
double feature.
That'd be a
Shines
hell of
is
a
just-
double feature.
See if Christy's going to make the cut. Christy's right behind me right now on the video feed if you'd like to see her cleaning dishes.
I'll take care of those. Just leave them in the sink, unless you want to do it. So-
What's your favorite animal
but-
attack, Christy?
And
Oh,
she's
yeah.
barefoot. She pregnant?
Wow.
Barefoot in the kitchen.
I mean, I actually looked to make sure before I made that announcement, and checks out. What was that, Avery?
I asked Christy what her favorite animal attack was.
And she just fled.
She
That's
fled.
right.
Yeah.
As though there was an animal attacking.
as though.
All right, Brad, what's up?
Number 3. This is a special movie in Film Vault lore, Film Vault history,
It is.
Film Vault legend.
What is it?
It involves insects, bees to be specific.
Oh no! Did I step on you?
Nope.
What?
Honeyland.
Oh,
Number 3.
that's good shit, Brian. That's really good.
Honeyland. I rewatched this scene specifically. The one.
Which one? Because the poor kids are getting stung incessantly throughout.
There's a sequence where the family of gypsies moved next door, which I pointed out must be really insulting because there are thousands of miles of empty rock in any direction.
Of course.
And they move in
Next door.
maybe 100 yards.
Well, I mean, how are they supposed to watch how she tends to the bees from far away? I mean, they just wanted to
Yes.
not only move right next door, but steal what she does. God, they're horrible people.
So the
Now,
dad-
you can't call them gypsies anymore, right? Isn't that wrong? Are they allowed to be called gypsies? They're like gypsies.
I hadn't heard that was canceled.
I don't know if it's canceled. I think it's just like they've
I think gyp you can't say. Like you can't get gypped.
because the
that's
gypsies would get mad.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a family of nomads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're from all over the place.
That's
right?
right.
Gypsies make up.
They're transient.
Oh, this is terrible.
What is it?
I said, can you say gypsies anymore? And the second result is from mindfulmermaid.com.
Fuck yourself, Mimel!
That's why it's time to stop saying gypsy.
I need some
The
official.
Mindful Mermaid.
I need AP style book to weigh in here.
Are you wondering why this is offensive or racist? Here's the oppressive history behind the
Oh, I
term.
need this. Okay,
The
we're good.
Roma people.
We're good.
How
So
white is that woman?
the dad goes
How
to
white is Mindful
the dad
Mermaid?
goes to what's her name?
Mindful Mermaid.
No, Matilda or Hildsy or something like that. He goes to his neighbor who is an expert at harvesting honey, and honeycomb. And he's like, hey, tell me your secrets. And he goes back and he decides, I'm going to be a beekeeper too. Estonia is big enough for 2 beekeepers. And he goes and he tries to harvest honey. And I don't know if I had forgotten this part. Remember like the local like merchant or like the broker or whatever for like the local market? He makes the trip out to the goddamn nowhere. And he's like, all right, so yeah, I'll take 20 kilo of your honey. It's cheaper than hers. So yeah, go ahead and give me 20 kilo. And over the next month or whatever it is, they harvest this honey and honeycomb. And of course, getting attacked every minute of every day. Remember, he's dragging his sons like out of the trailer.
But here's the best part.
The trailer be like, oh, you're lazy. You don't work unless you're forced to. The kid's like, I don't want to get stung.
The first part of the movie is following the lead, who's this old woman who takes care of her possibly older mother. And it's an art form that's obviously been passed down through the generations, and she's never stung.
When
she's
you see this weathered woman, and then it reveals that her mother lives, you're like, what?
It is insane. But she has this way with the bees, and she's never stung. Enter this fucking moron Homer is how you equated him to Homer Simpson next door.
Which
and
that is a great episode where Homer tends to his bees.
Bumbling family, and they're just constantly trying to do what she does, and they're just constantly
they're aggravating their bees. Like they're constantly aggravating. The sons are constantly spraying themselves in the face with the smoke.
She tries to help them though, still, because like that's just her way.
Person, yeah. And the sons are constantly.
The daughters, like how many times is the daughter just completely
relentlessly?
It's so good. That was a good call there, Bryan.
But at one point, the part that made me kind of laugh, not genuinely, but sort of sadly, was when the merchant comes back and he weighs it. He's like, all right, 13.5 kilos. All right, I'll be back. Have another 20 pounds for me, or another 20K for me. And the guy just slumps. He's covered in welts. It's so depressing.
It's good stuff.
Number 3 for you.
Number 3 for me is
the bees.
Right at the beginning of the movie, and it is jarring. And this is a movie I've probably seen 50, 75 times. You've heard me talk about Suburbia, 1983 Suburbia, Penelope Sphere's first directorial debut. It's a movie about TR, who are a pack of punk rock kids
Gypsies.
who move into a
mermaids
abandoned neighborhood, which was actually the neighborhood that got taken over by eminent domain underneath LAX or next to LAX, where the planes fly overhead. If you're next time you're flying out of LAX, look down and you can see where there's still the streets and I think there might even still be a few stop signs, maybe some mailboxes. Like this neighborhood was there for like established and it was there for, I don't know, a few decades before LAX is like, we're changing our route. We're going to fly right over you guys so you can't be there anymore. And they just bulldozed all the houses. But before they did that, they shot this movie called Suburbia, which is very low rent. It's a very independent movie.
It's got a punk rock vibe.
Very punk rock vibe. I love this fucking movie. It's very rough around the edges.
It to me.
And there is a very jarring scene involving a toddler in the beginning of the movie. And I queued up. Hopefully I can play
I've got it. You queued it up for me. You emailed me.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh, you got it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's...
Minute 47, right? It's right at the beginning.
It's at 17... I don't want the actual attack. I want the commentary on the attack. So here are some of the characters. Let me see if this plays. Let's see if you're getting it out of my computer. Will you rise up that one, the other one? There it is. Okay, cool.
There we go.
So let me get back. All right. So here are some of the lead characters who are just driving down the street in LA, and it's supposed to be somewhat of like a not too distant dystopian future where like, you know, society is crumbling and falling apart, and these pack of punk rock kids who are actually despicable,
they're like
horrible,
roving and terrorizing people.
Especially, I watched it not too long ago. There's some unforgivable racism occurring within the protagonists are just my stepdad's cop, but that's not even the worst part. He's also black. It's like, Jesus Christ, just be a good guy. What the fuck? All right, so here they are commenting on the dogs that days prior ripped a toddler to shreds, which happens in the open of the movie, and it's startling. That's it.
Jeez, that's pretty amazing.
The acting is so questionable in this movie,
You can stream this movie across a number of platforms,
including YouTube.
I like the idea that he would say "jeez."
Jeez, that's pretty amazing.
Gosh.
Yeah, my buddy Derek and I watched this movie over and over and over. We just have it on the background, everything we were doing, and we quote it all the time. You know, if it wasn't for you, she'd still be alive. She told me all about you, how you... Penelope Spheris, she covers a lot of ground in this movie. This is her first narrative. I think she had already done the Decline of the Western Civilization Part 1 and 2, and then she made this. So Suburbia, the original, not the original, it's not even a remake, the one with Nicky Cat, which is also very good.
It's not the same.
The Linklater, it's just the same name. Suburbia, 1983, Suburbia.
Coming up next.
Oh, you got me.
Gotcha. We're going to do Amazon for the first time in 2 weeks. So we got quite a list of movies, quite a list of books for back to school. We'll get into that after this.
If it wasn't for you, she'd still be alive.
I'm trying to sleep it off. Everything anyone has done.
It's that time of year, Anderson. Late August, people are getting their back to school supplies, including books. Someone purchased Overcoming Gravity, a systematic approach to gymnastics through and body weight strength, 2nd edition.
Special massaging is what I learned.
Really? What is that?
That's how you go to jail for gymnastics.
Oh yeah, you can't do that.
Avery gets it.
Oh yeah, what's his name?
Brian loves
Larry
this movie.
Nassar.
Pedophile comedy. Hold on. Safe.
It was more like, I know this movie. I should have got that
Larry
because I
Nassar.
know the guy's name, and let me prove it by saying his name. I'm going to recall the name. Larry. It's Larry.
Someone Got the Power of Myth by Joseph Campbell. I read that book. Influenced, new, and expanded the psychology of persuasion, creativity in business based on the famed, I'm reading the verbatim, based on the famed Stanford University course that has revolutionized the art of success, and School Zone Division flashcards and School Zone Multiplication flashcards. Good luck to everyone this coming semester. Other things purchased on the Amazon banner include 4. Laurel Electronics temperature transmitters. 2. Asus Raptor Wi-Fi 6 gaming routers. Brother Super High Yield Toner cartridge set. Samsung Galaxy Tab Active Pro tablet. What is this here? Fancy Arm. It's all one word. Fancy Arm coffee table. 1,000 conical centrifuge test tubes. 2017 Apple MacBook Air renewed. Multi-function indoor pet multi-level bed. Treat your pet. First alert hardwired smoke and carbon monoxide detector with a backup battery. Function. Crucial 2 terabyte internal SSD. Oh boy. You're ruining my read. Texas Instruments TI-89 titanium graphing calculator. Avery, you have to use the Texas Instrument graphing calculator and calculus.
Oh yeah, and electric blue. Had his done on him.
The worst. Green Forest bed frame twin size Zoom PodTrack P4 podcast recorder. Someone got 5 Amazon Basics blackout curtain rods, and of course 3 Amazon Basics room darkening blackout window curtains. Oh, you're going to sleep like a baby. You'll wake up every 2 hours and cry. Bizzle Turbo Clean Power Brush Carpet Cleaner. Good for pets like Charlie, who we're looking at right now. Anchor USB-C charger. Mac Sports Extended Wagon Bag. Logitech Wireless Performance Mouse. Deeper Start Smart Fish Finder. You'll find fish when you're going fishing. Filtrate air filter. Shurion for your laptop accident protection plan. Prominence Home Farmhouse ceiling fan was picked up. Someone got themselves a Sound Peats true wireless earbuds. Bath Royale elongated toilet seat was purchased. And finally, last but not least, wrapping up for the last 2 weeks, someone got themselves a copy of Catan Starfarers. That's right, Catan Starfarers.
Chris Kattan?
Board game.
Mango?
Such as mango.
Here are the movies that were clicked through. This is the last time I talked to you. Not zero, but one person got Raising Cane. I dig that Raising Cane. It's been a long time since I've seen that Raising Cane. Thirst was clicked through, as well as The Fury. The Accidental Tourist. I've not seen The Accidental Tourist. Mission to Mars was clicked through. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Someone's on a De Palma kick over here. Blood Work was clicked through, as well as Phantom of the Paradise. What the fuck is that? Zookeeper was clicked through, as well as Assassins. Daylight was clicked through. You know how many movies are called Assassins? I wonder if that's the...
There's got to be a porno called Assassins, right? Right?
I wonder if that's the Mattel cast. Anyways, Daylight was clicked through, as well as all the Gargantos?
Ragnarok?
Gargantos. All this and Gargantos.
Gargantuous?
Gargantuous, maybe, yeah. Perhaps that is, yeah, that's it, I think. Finding Nemo was clicked through, as well as Obsession. E.T., the Extraterrestrial. Judge Dredd. Run, Lola, Run. Fuck to the yes. Cobra was clicked through. Fuck to the yes. Watch out for those hooks. Robinson Crusoe on Mars. What? No. Superman was clicked through, as well as Natural Born Killers. Director's Cut. You see more violence. Resident Evil Afterlife. Resident Evil Extinction. Resident Evil Apocalypse. Resident Evil The Predator was clicked through, as well as History of the World Part 1. Accepted. Dinner in America. Fuck to the yes. Fuck to the yes. The Devil. Nathan Johnson. Fuck to the yes. Tombstone. Maps to the Stars. Fuck to the yes. Vampire Hunter D. And Edge of Tomorrow was clicked through, as well as The Killing. Fuck to the yeah. Oh my God, you guys!
You backloaded this list.
My God, you guys! Jurassic World Dominion. Jurassic World. Which one is
That's
that?
the not very good one that just came out.
They're all not very good. Past the second or third one. Whichever one that Nicole Kidman's watching at the AMC before you try to watch your own movie. That's where it was kind of. She watches a few things.
Oh.
And then Heat was also click through. Heat. Hey guys, thanks for clicking through. Not only just click all the click throughs you do, but some really quality fucking movies in there, huh?
I should point out that I normally don't list TV shows because of the film vaults, and Anderson reads the movies they were purchased, but I think the entirety of Curb Your Enthusiasm and possibly South Park were also purchased. So thank you for whoever dove in.
Yeah, those are two very, very, very good programs. I'm behind like 2 seasons on South Park. Shameful. What is with the troll sounds coming from his house?
What that is. Is that me?
I mean, it's your offspring, so it's kind of you.
Potentially.
Right. Back to the program.
Welcome back. Time to run down some more animal attacks. Starting with my number 2, I guess.
Let's do it.
Let's fucking do it.
Let's do this.
Usually I put my best one at number 2.
I can go 2 if you like, because I mean mine is basic.
Mine is basic as well. Crossover.
I mean, kind of. I mean, what in the
why
God?
Is the dog even,
what in the?
Why is the dog even in here? Why is he in here? Did you leave the door up when you went pee?
This is what the video is for.
What is that? Number 2 for me involves a sea creature, Anderson. A sea creature.
Is it a real sea creature?
Well, I mean, it's genetically modified.
Yeah, see, you and your love for the deep. I get it. It's got the great comedic timing. It's memorable.
Deep Blue Sea, number 2.
But I mean, it's not a real fucking animal anymore.
It's a mako shark.
I guess it is real because like they took a real shark and then they added to its
they
existence.
try to increase his brain mass.
I'm gonna make the argument that it doesn't exist.
Wouldn't it be smarter to work with dolphins? Number 1, they're less likely to kill you. Number 2, they start off smarter. You're the marine biologist.
Movie, people love this movie. I don't get it.
It's
I
so
saw
much
it one
fun.
time, and I'm like,
It's so much
it
goddamn
is what
fun.
it is. It's okay.
We're talking about 1999's A Deep Blue Sea, directed by Rennie Harlin, the great Rennie Harlin. Yes, this is the...
I think that's the first time it's been said this week in the world. I'm sure someone said it before.
The great.
But this week...
What if he said it? Like, yes, one reservation for 2?
This week?
Name? Oh, the great Rennie Harlin?
I would think that, this week's young, too. It's only Tuesday, so week starts on Sunday. I would bet that's the first time it's been said in this world this week.
You may be right.
The great Rennie Harlin.
I can't imagine a scenario in which that would be justified. I'm talking about the Samuel L. Jackson scene. There are so many great shark attack scenes in this film, but of course the Sam Jackson scene that
The speech.
The speech. I could play it, but I'm not going to. Everyone knows. If you don't, fucking watch Deep Blue Sea. Where can one see this?
What was the movie where George C. Scott is teaching dolphins?
Oh, dude, the Day of the Dolphin.
Did
Dude,
you play that?
I was obsessed with that movie for like a week.
That's Simpsons. I think it's a Treehouse of Horror. They do a parody of that.
Do they do a parody of that?
I think they do. Briefly, when he's the Dolphins take over and the leader gets the ability to talk, and he goes, "Fuck." Homer's like, "Wait, everybody, he's about to speak," and then he just goes, "Fuck." Sorry about that. It's really good.
I don't think I've seen that. And if I had, I didn't get the reference. I just caught
Hey.
up with the old Day of the Dolphin like 2 years ago.
You're gonna have to find it's Treehouse of Horror, so it's 6 minutes. Find the one with where the Dolphins take over, and you'll.
Someone needs to write this down. I nominate Avery. Deep Blue Sea streaming on HBO.
I thought he was
Max.
going with that Day of the Dolphin.
No.
Dude, everyone's seen
Streaming.
Deep Blue Sea. There's
a
nothing
great
that
watch along. Great watch along.
Dude, Day of the Dolphin. I thought that's where you were going. I'm like, this kid's instincts are actually coming up. He's getting better.
Right back down.
Oh, let's watch. Well, maybe we could watch Scream together. You ever heard of that one? Hello, Sydney. We should watch that together. That'd be fun to watch with a watch along. I feel bad. You're not reacting.
I know. Look at
You
him, dude.
cannot watch Day of the Dolphin anywhere.
Come on.
Apparently.
That's the ticket, though. I mean, there are some boring moments. But when George C. Scott just chews the scenery, as my buddy Greg says.
It's disappointing that Dave the Dolphin doesn't even come up as a title on Just Watch.
No, that's not true.
I'm telling you.
That can't be true. I mean, Just Watch has everything. That's
Day of the Dolphin.
Maybe you're misspelling day. It's D-A-Y, not D-E-I-G-H.
I type it in and Day of the Dead comes up.
We got it. Okay, here we go. Number dos for me is all right. Roar is a movie that most of us had never heard of until 2015 when Draft House re-released it, and they did some pretty good marketing before that. So like we came across it and found an early screening somehow, if you recall. Tyler, I think, brought it to the After Disaster, and then it became like this thing, and we got the jump on Roar.
I forget where I saw it. But,
I've seen it 3 or 4 times now. I got to see it.
I think you gave me a DVD copy.
I think I might have done that. And Mike and I saw it at the, ironically, the silent movie theater out here in L.A., which is an old silent movie theater, and they played silent movies, but they rent out the theater as well, and they showed Roar there. Roar got re-released and had a proper first ever North American release in 2015, years and years after it was released only overseas. They just did foreign distribution. They never released it over here because it did not do well overseas. This movie took 5 years to make. It was initially supposed to take 6 months to make. It was 15.
I was going to say 6. They came in under budget then. It was 6 years and it was 5.
6 months is a long time, but when you're working with nothing but big cats for the most part in your own family, like you need time to be able to get those takes properly. The stuff, and many people who are listening know a lot about Roar, know all about Roar. Roar is by far and away the behind the scenes, the making of Roar is better than the movie, but the movie is so its own thing
also
too.
Bizarre.
It's just you've never seen anything like it. It's so there are so many attacks.
I thought the movie was the making of.
They're both a meld. Like it's just the entire fucking idea of Roar, while at times tragic, also inspired, also just. I got to talk to one of the sons at one of the screenings, and he got the sense that he loved his dad, but probably not that much because his dad was the director and writer and put his Melanie Griffin's and Tippi Hedren and all.
Tippi Hedren.
I don't. A bit of a doucher, wasn't he? If I recall, was he not the nicest guy? Bit of a.
Well, he put his family in harm's way.
No. The guy you met.
The guy I met.
Son.
No, he's pretty cool.
Okay, I thought.
Did I tell a story that he wasn't?
I thought he was ignoring you because there were women there that he. Was
he
talking
did do
to
that.
instead.
Yeah, but that's kind of par for the course.
Yeah, I mean,
Mike and I were waiting.
I'd rather talk to women than you and Mike, to be fair.
But there are so many attacks, big cat attacks in Roar in the movie. And dude, Jan de Bont. This is his first movie that he ever he's big time cinematographer. He did Speed, DP. And this is his first feature that he ever did. And
it's credited Noel Marshall.
He got scalped. Jan de Bont got scalped in this movie by one of the lions, like 210 stitches. He came back to finish the project. But it's the elephant destroying the boat that is my favorite animal attack scene in the movie. I think just because it's so fucking funny. The tiger jumping on the boats and just sinking them, which was not in the script. These cats did not follow the script, as you might imagine. But they had to train this elephant to hate boats. And the story, as the story goes in the movie, is the these people who are running from these there's a possible number of giant cats that are living on the property, and they're trying to get away. And they don't. It's really Three's Company. When it was a miscommunication, misunderstanding, and like the dad went to pick them up at the airport, but it was like a day before, and it's like it takes a day to get there in Africa. So I feel like am I setting Roar up for those who might not know about it?
But there's no way to set this up. The plot is nominal at best.
So the family shows up to visit their dad in Africa, and he's there doing
I like that he's plowing through.
living with the big cats, which they did in real life, and started like buying them and raising them for the sake of the movie. Tippi Hedren did, and she's a whole story unto herself. I mean, the fact that we have
I think they met well.
all these nail salons over here that are primarily owned and run by Vietnamese. That's Tippi Hedren who did all that. She has this legacy. It's crazy. Anyways, this family is finally, and these people are finally, they find a boat that they're going to get away from these big cats, and this fucking elephant just comes out of nowhere and just starts stomping the fuck out. I have all these clips too, are baked into my list on the old Patreon notes within the Patreon notes. But yeah, the elephant just starts smashing the boat, and I guess that they got the elephant to just hate all boats. The trainer like trained this elephant to fucking hate boats, and he destroyed like 4 or 5 boats, sometimes boats that weren't even supposed to be destroyed.
Was he smashing the elephant with a boat?
No, the elephant was smashing the boat.
No, I'm saying
how did he make him hate the boat? I don't know. They didn't get into that, but yeah, it's the same elephant that broke Tippi Hedren's ankle, like a severe like break, like snapped it in half he was trying to catch her as she was falling off of his back, and then they shot it they rolled it reverse in the movie to make it look like he's throwing her up on his back.
Oh.
But yeah, this elephant's like, yeah, I know you guys might want to leave on the boat, but I'm just going to smash it to fuck. There's so many great animal attack scenes in Roar. The entire movie collectively is
There's one animal attack.
It's just, and it's a shame too, because many big cats drowned with over the years. There's many tragedies, one of which was a flood that flooded their house and the set out there in Soledad Canyon, not too far from here. And so much sweat and blood and literal blood and injuries. More than half the crew was injured. Like 140 people worked on the film, and there was over 70 people that had to go to the hospital and receive treatment. Maybe more than that, they say. And it's a shame when you watch the movie, which is its own thing, and I love it watching it today. It's just like you've never seen anything like it. But at the time, it was not well received because the tonal shifts are so fucking violent and just horrible. Just does not make sense for a film. Like, just super goofy to like, holy shit, you're supposed to be scared. At one point, the lions bring in they live at this house, and the family that shows up to go into the house, they come home to see they're looking for their dad. Where's dad? And no, it's just a bunch of fucking lions and mountain lions and tigers. Just all these big cats who don't belong together, all feasting on a zebra that they brought in, they killed, and they brought it into the living room, and they're just fucking eating this thing. It's great. It's unbelievable filmmaking.
I forgot all about it.
They say that it's the most dangerous movie ever filmed.
I can see that.
It's an amazing piece of history, but it's the elephant smashing the boat that I love. Number 2.
Number 1 for me, good choice by the way. Number 1 for me is the one I can't talk about too much because this is a alligator attack. Happens in the movie adaptation. And it is a payoff. I'll simply say that as a payoff of a offhanded comment from earlier in the film when Brian Cox, as Robert McKee, a real life person, he's berating Charlie Kaufman about how to end his story or how to even go about adapting this impossible book from Susan Orlean, I think. Anyway, he's saying. He goes on. You got to do this. Got to keep him hooked, but don't do that, and don't you dare bring in a Deus Ex Machina. And it's never addressed again, as far as I can recall, until it manifests itself.
You know, I love this movie. I don't love the third act, and I don't even remember this.
You're kidding.
I remember the attack, but I don't remember the Deus Ex Machina.
It's so it is.
I don't remember that comment.
It is brushed over. In like a long dialogue between the two. Remember, after he takes his class, he goes to the bar with them, and they have a conversation about writing and how can I make a movie where nothing happens?
That's what I want to do.
It's about frustration and never being satisfied.
I love this movie. And I remember you giving me shit for loving it as much as I did.
I like things about it, but it's tough.
You, Brian. Shame on you. I wish that they made the third act a little more adventure, a little more action, changed, shifted. Just talking about shifting in tone, it needed like a real kick in the ass to become like a ridiculous, over-the-top action movie for that third act. That would have satisfied me. I think it would have been funny and like meta enough and cool, but it didn't quite. It didn't commit to
It's
that.
about
Right?
never being satisfied.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I need to see it again. I don't know. I love those first two acts, though. That I can tell you.
There's a lot going on with the twins, the two Kaufman brothers.
I got a tweet today from a political establishment.
Oh, really?
I'm sorry, it triggered me because I said that I can tell you, which I got from Trump. He used to say that a lot. That I can tell you, and I can't stop saying it. I love it. But I got a tweet saying, "Would you vote for President Trump a third time?"
A third.
Yeah, I know. Just assuming that I did. And it says
Presumptuous.
President Trump, or it says Donald Trump will see your answer or see your response. So I'm like, what can I respond? What would upset him the most? What did I respond?
You called him fat?
No. I wrote,
I've never heard of her.
who is Donald Trump?
Oh, nice. PSC bro.
If he were to see that, that would be the most upsetting. Like, we're to believe that he is just being fed tens of thousands of texts with
He
yes,
might
no,
be.
no, yes, no,
He
no,
might
yes, no,
be.
no.
All right, Mr. President. Here's the latest batch. They shove over a fucking tower of paper.
I love the idea of him getting caught up. This guy doesn't know who I am? What the fuck?
Give me his number. I'll text.
Calls me personally. Let me tell you a little bit of something
He
about
might.
me.
I
How
could see a
dare you.
world in which that happens.
Yeah,
This
that's
is Mr. Cowan,
that's
great man.
Inconceivable.
Tremendous American.
Number
Mr.
one.
Cowan.
Daddy, the president. of the world.
You saying bad
Atticus
words
said,
again?
"What the fuck" on the kids
He
show.
did.
He did. It made the cut. He claims he heard that from Trumpy. All right, number one for me, Bri. Do we have crossover here? Is it the same movie?
Is that adaptation?
Oh, is that your number one?
That was the number
I thought
one.
we switched over.
No, I went Deep Blue Sea, then adaptation.
I mean, there's only one right answer, Brian.
Oh,
That's Hugh Glass getting
Don't-
mauled.
Don't I feel foolish?
I mean, Hugh Glass being raped by the bear.
Mother bear.
It's you know what? The fact that people actually believe that there was a rape scene in the movie,
They had to address it.
they had to address it, and that apparently like early viewers thought that some of that was sexual. In watching that again this week for the first time in a number
It's
of years,
very unsexual.
what kind of sex you having, weirdos? What the fuck's the matter with you?
I mean, it's
that-
hot.
That bear. All right, so here's the fun stuff.
Please.
The way that they did the effects for the Revenant, Alejandro Iñárritu's The Revenant, which
No
I
effects,
feel
real
like
bear.
everyone knows. They used a real bear and they used a real Leonardo, and that's why he.
That's why he bangs him. Because how do you know?
It's the only way to get him off him. No, they called it the Smurf Bear, and it was a 6'4" stuntman. He was one of a couple, but the main guy was Glenn Ennis. He was 6'4". He wore an all blue suit and a bear head, right? And if you notice that the bear's head, they wanted the bear's mouth to be like right in the lower back of Leo, right? And poor Glenn was made to. He had to have the jaws like opening and closing, like he had to do that part with his own hands, right? And here's a
real
quote,
puppeteer.
a direct quote from Glenn. Basically, my face was in the butt. My face was in Leo's butt for a fair bit of the time. I can see how that's someone's fantasy, but it wasn't mine. Because when you watch it and knowing this information and you see how much the bear's head is actually in Leo's lower back and knowing that
His face.
he's
like
got the head on
around
top. So
throat area.
and I know from stories that I heard from people who know people who were on that set, like, you're ruining my movie. I'm sure that Alejandro did not give a fuck that this poor 6'4" man had to have his face shoved up his star's ass. I'm sure Leo didn't love it either. He was probably reliving his time making Total Eclipse. Probably two people get that and they appreciate that joke.
That's a deep hole.
But that is hilarious to think of that dynamic.
Smurf bear.
The Smurf bear. Just what that probably, and I doubt that'll ever see the light of day. However, people hate Alejandro, so maybe they will. Because that would kind of ruin the illusion. If you saw the 6'4" blue man
You're ruining my movie.
with the bear head on top of his head and his face buried deep
Him asking Werner, was this what it was like with the Smurf bear?
Werner's upset. Is going, no, it was not like this.
It was nothing like that.
You have it all wrong. You're ruining your movie.
What you are filming looks pleasurable.
You're making a very different film.
People are going to call this bear rape, and they're going to be right. All right, let's get out of here.
We got a lot to do.
I know. Let's wrap her up, Bill. Let's wrap her up.
We got to gamble.
You do also.
Oh,
ratings.
right. We have to gamble.
My God,
you
we
can't
have
play
so
us
many
out.
Avery's
so
showing
much
his
gamble.
cards. Can't
Can't play
wait.
us out. Get
Get
outta
that
here.
cocked and
Yeah,
loaded.
seriously.
Get out of here.
Right.
We got to gamble. Last week, I guess, or 2 weeks ago, we gambled on the aforementioned day shift.
Oh, shit.
The revolutionary day shift.
Didn't you beast?
Anderson guessed no, because we that wasn't coming out that week. We did day
Okay.
shift. Anderson guessed 57. Brian guessed 58.
God, wait. Is that good?
Tight.
With 112
I've
reviews.
heard bad things.
The actual Rotten Tomatoes score is 57, making
Holy
Anderson
crap.
the exact winner,
I was one off and I'm crushed.
which I think means he gets to assign me a movie as well.
Yeah, I do.
All right, we get it, Avery. You won.
He won. No, he won.
I know. All right,
Anderson won because he guessed it.
I'm the winner.
exactly.
He dead nuts on.
All right, you know what? I'm just gonna make it easy on all of us. We're all gonna watch Squeal. I'll give you guys a link.
Squeal.
We're gonna watch
Is that
Squeal.
about pig attacks?
Squeal. It's less than 90 minutes. Don't look at him. He's immediately looking
want-
it up on
I
Rotten
wanna see it.
Tomatoes.
No, I'm looking
What
it
do
up
other
on,
people think of this?
How dare you? I'm looking it up on Just Watch.
All right, what are we at? No,
Oh,
I
yeah.
got it for you, buddy.
Oh,
I'll
no,
send you a link.
for our listeners, anyone can rent this. It's on Amazon, etc., etc.
Squeal.
It's a documentary about deliverance.
Wow, subtitle.
Hard not to think about.
This little piggy should have stayed home.
Yeah, we're gonna watch Squeal. You can watch it on the old with the link that I'll give you. You can watch it on Vimeo, which is nice. It's always nice to be able
It's
to
an
just watch it.
85-minute movie.
That's what I'm saying. We're gonna make it
Oh,
easy. We're all
Chris.
gonna have a very enjoyable conversation about this next week. All right, kids.
I might watch The Mariners again.
I got a whole lot of movies to talk about. I'm really stacked up. I'm also going to be talking. Hold on.
RR.
Next week, I'll also be talking about Breaking, which is John Boyega's latest film.
No,
based
it's
on a
called
thriller.
Break, right?
It's called Breaking.
Oh,
It was originally called 892, but it's called Breaking now, which I saw and it has shades of compliance in there. And then we're also going to do this. We're going to talk RRR. Now, Brian, it's time for us to try and sell our
I'm
producer
surprised that wasn't the
Avery
assignment.
Assign
on
it to him.
RRR. We already signed this guy.
Sign him RR.
You know what? Yeah, it's up to you, man. You want to watch RRR, which will change your life, 3 hours, 7 minutes long, or the 85-minute movie Squeal, which may change your life in a much different way. Let me tell you about RRR. It's the first I did it.
There you go.
First Bollywood movie I think I've ever seen, which is shameful. I've seen full scenes and whatnot, and I'm familiar, but I've never, they're not made for me. I cried a lot watching this movie.
Because of the greatness.
Yes. Giant grin on my face, tears rolling down my face through much of this movie. It's
I cried as well. I was going through some personal stuff on the flight home.
It was the altitude.
Yeah.
it's the
On the
best.
Kona.
It's by no exaggeration to me personally, it's the best action movie I've seen since Fury Road by far.
Oh, I got to go RRR then.
I fucking love this movie. I fucking love RRR. You got to watch RRR.
If you liked 300
Nope.
and The Expendables,
Nope.
You're in
Absolutely wrong. This guy's not picking up what they're putting down. He's missing the fucking boat. So, yes, please watch. You know what?
I will watch
Squeal's off the table.
RRR.
All right, because I'm going to need some help.
Where can I see this thing?
Netflix.
Netflix. Nice and easy.
It is
Nice and easy.
so much fun and so well
nice
executed.
and easy.
Fucking love
does
it.
it?
And the story. Oh, yeah, I'll sing its praises next week. I really think that most of the listeners will love it as much as I did. And some of my fellow film loving friends, such as Bruce and Eric Holmes, they were giving me shit about liking The Gray Man, and I thought The Gray Man was great.
The room was fun.
And then I learned that they watched RRR right before they watched The Gray Man, and yeah, that'll fuck you up.
You'll get the bends.
RRR is so good, and I can't oversell this movie. Wait till you see the middle scene.
Impossible.
It's
They're
ruined
animal
me.
attacks.
I've seen like 4 or 5 action movies since RRR, and I'm like, all right, so what? Who cares? You're not RRR. I mean, it's ruined me for movies for a while.
It's the ruined you.
Okay, we heard that they're the rolling of the R's. I can't do it, so I'm pissed.
All right, what are you gambling on this week?
When they make me do it in Spanish, I'd have to gargle.
That's not
I
bad.
can't do it.
That wasn't bad.
Because I had to learn.
Chewbacca speaking Spanish. We're going more Idris this week. We're gambling on 3,000 years of longing.
Is this Cronenberg?
Are
No.
you fucking serious?
Who is it? Someone notable.
It's like doing a movie
I
with
haven't
my
seen the
5-year-old.
movie.
But you know nothing about what's coming.
That's true.
George Miller, okay?
Oh, I was way off.
That's why he listens to the Film Vault to learn about it.
Think about how much I learned.
Are you saying that George Miller is like Cronenberg?
They're similar.
Oh, I was way off. Cronenberg.
They're both foreign, white guys.
I mean, how foreign is Canadian?
It's another world. You've obviously never been.
They both make grotesque movies. Remember Brian's initial review of Fury Road? I didn't like it. It was grotesque.
Gross. It's a gross movie.
Oh, I got a sweet Mad Max shirt I got to show you that I just ordered.
Yeah.
Good shirt.
Does it say mediocre?
No, but almost as good.
Anderson is peaked.
What do you mean?
All right, your interest is peaked.
Oh, yeah, I am. Are you going to wear it soon?
I should just walk in here. Once
Just
it
walk
arrives.
in here with
I'll
it.
just
Yeah,
walk in.
buddy.
What am I doing?
Come on.
All right. Okay. I'm sure this is really good.
That's what I should have done with my Kubrick is Everywhere shirt, which is fucking tight. Thanks, LBB.
Well, you still can.
Well, I haven't had it. I haven't even talked to my shirt guy about it yet. That's how fucking early on this is. Jesus Christ. It'll be ready for Christmas, though. That I can tell you.
I hope Donnie calls you.
Can you imagine? All right, here we go.
Well, what's happening?
Oh, we had to do Ulcer rants. We didn't do any fucking Ulcer rants.
No one cares. We're going to save fantastical beasts for another episode. Mythical creatures.
Oh, I thought you meant the actual movie because I'm never watching that shit. That I can tell you. All right, let's go. We're gambling on
3,000 years of George Miller.
the new David Cronenberg.
I don't know much about movies.
Yeah, I know. I'm hard on you, Brian. It's because you have an obligation. I feel like you do here, and
He does.
You don't.
He's a
you
very
don't fill it.
explicit obligation.
That's right.
Like a fucking babe in the woods. All right, here we go. On 3.
Yeah.
1, 2, 51.
39.
You've heard things. Brian,
I've seen it.
I want you to look at his face because we're recording this now, and this is what a liar's face looks like.
It's just the face.
Because I
of a
can
lot.
tell.
No, I've actually seen a trailer, and it was not good.
Oh, yeah, it's terrible. I mean, I saw the trailer a long time ago, but 39.
With 49 reviews.
That's
The
not a lot.
Current Rotten Tomatoes score
It's only Tuesday.
for 3,000 Years of Longing is 67%.
Those are the people that like the old George Miller. Like
There's hope. There's hope for him. Was you a 51?
Yeah, I think he's sitting
Five
in a
one.
pretty good spot.
Feeling okay.
It's gotta
Feeling
go.
okay.
It's gotta go pretty low.
66.
It's gotta go.
All right, okay, all
It's
right,
gotta
all
go
right,
pretty
all right,
low.
okay. Let's see. Hey, people like the Idris Elba. People like the George Miller.
People like the Tilda.
I like the Tilda. You know who doesn't? Oh, I'm not going to say that. Even though I think he said it on this show. He was just being so mean about Tilda, that Mr. McHale. Whatever. Maybe it
What'd he
wasn't
say?
on the show. All right, let's go.
Was
Get
it on
outta
the
here.
show?
Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. Let's go.
All right, I found my notes. Play the music.
Oh, my
Thanks
God. Look at
to-
the time. Look at the time.
Oh, that
Derelict
is
in
excellent.
my father duty.
Petrescu.
Charles Petrescu.
Have you seen the listener?
You were
art?
snoozing. You were snoozing. You were snoozing.
So wait, who is this? Nicholas Duvetter? Dewey Vetter?
Nicholas nailed it.
You did.
It's
I mean, he
great.
nailed me. I don't know about you. Your bottom half
No,
looks
pretty
like
good.
your RoboCop or something.
Well, there's
going
only
on.
so much you can do with the beard. The
I mean, you
actual
guys both
character.
have beards.
Yeah, but he's got a big, like, it obscures the mouth.
Imagine the screenshots that are going to be taken and photoshopped into future.
He did a
listener
great
arts
job
this.
with you.
You screenshot this?
Yeah, I'm saying
What?
in the future. I'm saying they're just in general.
Oh,
I
with
was
the
gonna get-
cameras.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
thought you meant with the
No,
listener.
no,
I was
no,
very
no.
confused. I was not
No,
thinking-
no.
Charles. Fucking love Charles.
Thank Nick for that. That's excellent.
Bryan and
Thanks,
Charles is the movie that it's based on. Very good.
Bryan and Anderson.
Yeah, but it's Bryan.
Thanks, Sons of August, for being our feature artist. Check them out at andersonandbryan.com. That is where the Amazon banner resides. If you're planning on doing any shopping on Amazon, just tap the banner. Really costs you $0, except for maybe a couple of seconds, and helps us out. So thank you in advance. Check us out over at patreon.com/thefilmvault. We got a big watch party going on Thursday. If you're listening to this in time, AndersonandBryan.com is the website. Anderson and Bryan is the Instagram. Facebook.com/thefilmvault. Twitter @thefilmvault. Thank you to all of our Patreon listeners. Thank you to Giovanni, Jordan Wolf, Mitch Burns, and of course Mike Cole. Avery, I was going to promote something for you.
Yes, I actually have a plug. So
I am bored.
10-minute special that came out.
Yeah, that's it.
Nice.
On YouTube, Can't Even Comedy on their channel. You can check out the 10-minute special I had that came out. Really happy with it. It looks great. I'm really happy with my performance. It's outside, so I think they didn't do the best job of miking the audience, which is unfortunate.
Oh, that's always the
that's
excuse.
why
So it's kind of the boy who
They're not
cried wolf
laughing.
because I
can hear me
I
on
did-
perfect.
It's
did-
weird.
I
The
did
boos are
crush.
so loud.
Yeah.
the boos
so
are very
clear.
loud. The laughs are sparse, but
No, where can let's make a show. Let's put it in
Yeah,
the
I'll
show
throw
notes. Let's
the,
put
the link in the show
right
notes
at the top
so
of the
you
show
can-
notes.
you
So
can
it's
check
real
it out.
easy. If anyone wants to check it out, see what Avery's all about, and see what is. I need to watch that because I've never seen Avery do stand up yet, which is absurd. It's absurd.
Absurd.
That's what happens when you have a kid. They just fucking ruin everything else except for that part, which is
I
cool.
typed in. I
kid part's
typed in eggs Avery. I got nothing.
Nothing in
Jesus
that.
Christ.
Where are you? Where are you?
Not impressed, Brian. All right, let's get out of here.
Not interested. Thanks, you guys.
What do you Google into the old YouTube if people don't want to like scroll their thumb down and look
Yeah,
at the show
Can't
notes?
Even Comedy, and then
Can't
you'll be
Even.
able to find them, and or just Avery McKinney, Can't Even Comedy. It'll come up.
It's right there. It's right there. Can't wait to watch. Thanks, you guys, for downloading and listening. Until next time.
We do it for Vango.